So I have finally finished my craft room, at least to this point. I think we're going to leave it for a while after this. There's still some areas that need a little work, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. But here is my craft room. I've been working really hard to get it decluttered and painted and just looking prettier. So the first thing that you see when you walk into my room is my big work table. It's 4 feet by 5 feet, so there's lots of room for me to spread out with anything I'm making, or I can have a friend over and we can both work on there. And so I'm just going to pan around the room so you can kind of see. My camera isn't giving a very good display of the whole thing, so I've got my sewing area, and then the 2 closets, or 3 I guess, middle closet, and then that closet there, and then we've got the window wall, and we've got cubes all the way down, a little bit of decoration over here, might clip it up there, and then on this wall is where I have my computer desk. Right there. And then the door, and then you come around here again. A nice display shelf there. And so I'm just going to walk you through it a bit. This will have to be a 2-part video because the last time I filmed it, it took quite a while. So I will start with my sewing area here, and I'm just going to go over here and start at this end. So up here, like I said, I've got my display shelf, and then there's a couple of baskets and stuff where I keep, well, that one I keep some fat quarters and jelly rolls and stuff. And then that box there has a quilt project in it, and that basket there has mini albums that I have constructed, but they're not quite finished yet, so that's waiting for me to add embellishments and stuff. And then we've got my whiteboard where I write down everything that goes through my head that I want to do, like projects that I want to work on, plus my daily projects to kind of keep my head focused and be able to do the things that I want to do without forgetting what I had in mind. And this is my bulletin board that I covered with some nice fun fabric. My sewing machine. And then on this wall is where I hang all my quilting rulers, and I've got my decorative scissors that I don't really use that much anymore. And there's a quilting project in that purple thing. And then we've got the drawers. So in here we've got fabric, and then there's projects that I have kind of sorted too with the pattern, and then there's some flannel projects in here. And then here's where I keep all my charm packs and fat quarters. So there's various different ones in there, and all 4 of these drawers are basically fat quarters and charm packs. So different ones. And then this one is also more bigger pieces of fabric. So I've got some layer cakes, some more flannel for a rag blanket that I want to do. And then this one is the box where I have the quilting project that I'm working on right now. So anytime I'm working on a new project, it goes into that box. And that box basically is priority. So whatever's in there gets done before anything else. And then this is just a box with all my negatives from my 35mm cameras. And my vacuum seal thing for packaging cards and stuff for my Etsy store. And then in here I have my bobbin winder, my quilting spray, and then some quilting magazines and books in there. And so then we move over to these drawers, which is basically all my sewing notions. So in here we just have my scissors, my cutting tools, marking pens, and that. And then here's where I have pins and various different like safety pins, binding clips and stuff like that. And then these are the tools for my sewing machines, all the accessories that go with it. And then this is where I store my thread, and it's supposed to be sorted by color, but I see a few have migrated over to different boxes there. And then this is where I keep my bobbins and my larger spools. And then this is where I keep my manuals for my sewing machines. And then over here we have we're into the scrapbooking now, so this is where I keep all my trinkets and stuff, bigger items that don't really fit anywhere in my normal organizing system. And then this one is where I have all my ink refills, stamp cleaners, and sprays that aren't glimmer mist. And then here is my serger. I kind of keep it there because I don't use it very often, so I didn't want it to take up counter space, so that's where that stays. And then moving over, here we have, this is just a box where I throw scraps in when I'm working on a project or several, and I just throw them in there, and then I dig it out when I make cards and stuff. It's not my official place to put scraps, but that's kind of my temporary space. And then I have my my cutting tools for paper, my scoring board, and this shelf isn't spoken for yet, and then we have stencils and masks for glimmer mist or inking or whatever. And then these are just random drawers, so I've got just a few paints in there until I have my painting area set up better. These are all the memory cards for my sewing machine, and then those two bottom ones are just random stuff that I've thrown into a drawer. And then these ones, here is my bling drawer, but I've obviously thrown other things besides bling into here. And then this is just extra adhesive. And this is extra tools that I don't use very often, but I still want them all kind of in one place. And then I keep some random things like some chipboard and my long Sizzix cutting dies and my rings for my cinch. And then here is just random things too, more plates for my die cutting machine. This is just a box of cards that I've made for my Etsy store. And then we go up to, I've got this dress form that I bought at a flea market from my cousin, and it's got an antique corset on it, which I love. And this is my embellishment center. So up here we have my glimmer mists, my stickles, and then in these jars we have all my brads, buttons, anything small that fits into these containers. And they're sorted by color. And then more buttons. And then we've got my pearl powders, which like Pearl X shimmery powders, H2Os. And then we've got my ink, and then some paint daubers, stains, crackle paint there, more ink pads down here, and then at the very bottom is my embossing powder. So the next part of my craft room is my closet wall. So we have upper storage there, so that's all the stuff that you kind of have to keep, but you don't want anybody to see. So that goes behind there. And then I have this first closet, which is where I keep my acrylic stamps, my projects, paper stacks. So in these ones are all my paper stacks and a few projects there. Just some decorative items there, and then these are projects that I have going that I need to finish. So I just store all of the paper and embellishments that go with the project into these iris bins. And then this is where I have my ribbon and tulle. I store my ribbon in little plastic bags, and then they're all on a binder ring, and I can just grab the reds, take them to my desk, and then choose which ones I want. And because they're in the plastic bags, then you don't get fraying and stuff like that, and I can pick what I want to use. And if I go to crop, then I can just throw whichever ones into my bag. And so those are hanging on a pegboard. And then on this side, this is where I kind of keep stuff that I've just bought. I don't want to forget that I bought it, so I kind of keep it here, kind of memorize it before it gets put into other storage, so that when I'm looking for something, I know I have it, so that way I don't forget. And then here is where I keep all my acrylic stamps. They are on this Clip It Up, this desktop Clip It Up, and yes, I have a lot. So, and they're sorted by floral, antique, or vintage, or whatever, wildlife, masculine, alphabets, letters, frames, borders, and those kind of things. And then these are the smaller stamps, and they're also arranged in the same categories. And then over here I have more pegboards, and I keep my 6x6 pads here, and there's like several layers of them, so that's kind of where the 6x6 pads go. And then down here are stuff like tags, and in some cases, if I bought a 6x6 pad that had embellishments, they kind of go together here. And so that is this closet. And then down here I have my cinch, and then I have drawers. This is just extra ribbon and gift items, so I've got like little cards, like quick thank you cards and stuff like that. And I don't have to quickly make one if I don't have one. And then just gift bags and twine and stuff. The bottom one is the extra ribbon. And then this is where I keep all my heavy duty glues, like Mod Podge and Elmer's glue, duct tape, anything like that. And then this drawer is where I keep my heat tool, my glue gun, and then just some other random things. And then in this section here, we have my fasteners. So I've got zip ties in here, extra blades for any cutting tool that I have, and then just random fasteners and shelving things in case I rearrange the room. Hopefully I won't have to do that anymore, but I keep all the hardware and stuff that I'm not using right now, just in case. And then this one is just cords for, well, this was my lace for when I take pictures for my Etsy store. I kind of have that on the background. And then this is just cords for camcorder and cameras and stuff. USB cords. That kind of thing. And the bottom is just some scrap fabrics from some quilts that I've made. And the bottom two drawers are just random things that need a place, that I don't want to look at them, but they have a place to go. And then we have the center closet, which has more storage things for projects, and it has my stamp maker up there. and a basket full of idea boards. Like I keep my Becky Fleck page maps things in there and various things of the same nature. And then I've got candles and other storage stuff in here as well. And then my embroidery floss, random embellishments that didn't fit on the shelf there. And then just a little decorative shelf that I hung there. And over here is where I keep all my books and magazines. So I've got my photo albums there, and then those are various crafting books and such. And then on here too, the pink basket has bigger mini albums. I guess you wouldn't call them mini, but they have bigger albums and stuff. And then idea magazines, scrapbooking magazines, home decor magazines, and art magazines. And then down here, this is going to be my art station where I'm going to have my easel set up so I can paint on a whim if I choose to. So, and then these drawers just have basically scrap fabric from quilts that I've made that need to be cut into squares or done something with to organize them better. So that's what those are. So that's my wall of closet.